Hello, and welcome to this week's segment of On the Couch. Now, today's segment will be discussing the idea of ambition. Before we go there, let's take a step back and recap on what we've discussed over the past few weeks. See, it's important to understand that the lessons from the past will drive our current situation, which will affect our future. So let's take a listen as to what we did the last time. We started off with success. We said success was the product of three things. The first was success is in the trying. Then we said success is in the doing, and success is a personal standard. We then moved on to the idea of fear. We talked about fear as being two things: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise, pointing out to the decision making that's involved in approaching fear. Then we moved on to the idea of failure, where we said failure is either a willingness to approach failure by looking at the acronym FAIL, FAIL, for first attempt in learning, or an aversion or a fear to want to approach failure. In today's segment of On the Couch, I'll be discussing ambition. Now, I believe that there are two types of people out there: those who believe that they have ambition and would like a bit more, and those who see themselves as having very little ambition and would like to understand how to develop ambition. My desire here is to share with you some ideas on how I approach ambition, how I deal with ambition in my life, with the hope that the takeaways or the take-homes will help you to reflect on where you are. In a conversation this week, someone asked me, what drives you? What pushes you? What inspires you? That in itself led me to reflect and think about the idea of ambition. You see, ambition is not something that we are born with, but it's something we develop. A nice definition of ambition was that ambition can be said to be the desire to do or achieve something. You see, it's important to understand that it's a desire to do or achieve something. The issue, though, that happens over time is that our desires change, or our ambitions change, in relation to things like failure and fear. So I'd like to share with you three nuggets that I believe are very crucial, very important to reflect on when thinking about the idea of ambition. The first element that I think is very important when thinking about ambition is that there has to be a desire. You need to want, as the definition says, the desire to achieve something. You need to want to achieve something. But how do you develop that desire? How do you develop the idea that, yes, this is something I want to do? Now, we all have passions, we all have desires, we all have ambitions, in my opinion, but they vary over the stages of our lives. So the first thing that is worth thinking about when engaging on desire is that, or ambition, is that the desire will drive you to doing something. Now, the problem here is that often the desire is in our mind and remains in our mind. It's important to write down our desires. It's important to visualize our desires because it makes it easier to engage on where we are in relation to what we want. Some people call it goals, important in goal setting or goal writing. I believe that the importance in this step is the visualization of this desire. In my case, what I do is I've got a blackboard in my study where I write down what the things that I believe are important that I would like to achieve, or the desires, the ambitions that I have. Now, why my study, why on a blackboard, is exactly that I need to be able to visualize it. I don't write it in my bedroom like some people say, put it in the mirror so that when you wake up in the morning you can see it. The issue is that you don't spend the day in front of your mirror. Put it where you'll be most active, where you'll be able to reflect on them regularly. You'll be able to allow those desires to look at you in the eyes and engage, and for you to engage it with them on. So it's important for them to be visual, important for them to be in front of you at most times, and for you to reflect on them because they continue to evolve as you try the process of achieving those desires. The second element I think is very important is the idea that you need support. If you think about a professional athletes, why do they have a coach? It's not that the coach runs the race. It's not that the coach does the hurdle. But the coach motivates, inspires, pushes, drives the athletes to achieve what the desires of the athletes are. So you develop a desire and you get accountability to allow you to achieve those desires. One of the people I coach, named Khadi Fele, she has this quote that she lives by a guy called Fred DeVito. She says, Johnny, I accept your challenge because if it doesn't challenge me, it won't change me. I really like that. If it doesn't challenge me, it won't change me. The importance of a coach or a person who's going to drive you along the process is that their role is there to not develop desire for you, but hold you accountable to the desires that you have. They're there to help you steer you into the direction that you believe you're called to be in, but also help you to reflect. So the second element here is accountability, but most importantly, support. The third element that I believe that helps you with ambition, whether you're lacking it or feel like you need more of it, is to take action. The first part of the segment I spoke about, I referred to success, and I said that success is in the trying, success is in the doing, and success is in a personal standard. You see, this importance of taking action is that once you've got this goal written down, once you have your desire expressed in writing where you can visibly see it and you can engage and feel we're moving closer towards success, it's important to understand that in your action steps, you need to have actionable steps where you say, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I plan on achieving, this is how I'm trying to do it. So again, how does this apply to you? The three elements I've mentioned are important in developing ambition, sustaining ambition, or growing ambition. There's the desire, which some of you might have or might not have, but you need support or accountability to help you to fuel that desire, to action of that desire, and you need to be willing to take action. Perhaps you're sitting there thinking, actually, there are things that I have passion for, that I have the desire for, but I've struggled to bring desire into action. Perhaps what's missing is the support. Perhaps you have the support, but you need someone to help you to channel your desires better. Speak to the people around you. Speak to those who you believe are in similar industries as you, that are growing in the kind of space that you want to be in, so that you can develop your own level of success according to your standard, but with the guidance and assistance of those who have walked the journey. I started off this series with talking about the things we've covered in the past. Ambition and success are closely linked. And this is why I said it's important for you to try. It's important for you to do. It's important for you to take action so that you can ultimately achieve the success that you want. I hope this segment really helped you out. I hope it helps you to reflect, because this is the point of the series, to help you reflect. And perhaps if you have any questions, drop me a message, drop me an email. If you want assistance with a coach, finding a coach, having a conversation about coaching, drop me an email. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned as next week I discuss the idea of faith. That's going to be a very interesting one.